Good afternoon, everyone. We have just 30 people. I don't know, people are enjoying the long weekend or what exactly it is. Yeah, maybe we can, start in a few minutes, we can say. Uh, okay, let me open my previous test slides, or maybe you can say the one which we have covered last time. So let me just share that and let me start uh, the thing as usual. um, yep, still we have very less strength today, but yep, nothing else can I do here. I hope everybody got clarity on how exactly we can create widgets and wxPython, how we can use toolkit, and means if there is toolkit, then how we can create some button, some control, text kind of control, and then how we can show that. And I have showed you, if I do remember, like I have showed you this slide where exactly you have created some panel, basically you can say, and along with panel you have just created one text control and then one button, basically. So button basically where exactly you can submit, or maybe you can perform some sort of event. And here I don't know whether this I have covered, so I have just clearly mentioned here the origin location is 00, which is the upper left corner of the parent, and parent here you can see. And then text control position need to be specified in the left corner, basically. So yes, I am sharing exactly the same thing, and let me disable annotation for others. Yeah, and position need to be specified in the left corner, which is 5 pixel from the left x and 5 pixel from the top y. Basically it's a alignment on the left side, because you can see x is also on the left side, and to prevent from the overlap, what we have done, we have set the y coordinate to the 55. So basically it's a we have taken the measure, and I have just given the gap of 50. Okay, so that there would be no overlap between that. Okay, so this particular part I have covered last time, and I wanted to cover something on the left side, very left side. Now apart from that, we have something called absolute positioning in GUI. Basically when you use wxPython toolkit, we have absolute positioning, where generally what happens when we try to provide exact coordinate of widget position, which is nothing but the absolute positioning. Okay, and then you have fixed, suppose you wanted to this particular exact location, your control, maybe text control or maybe your submit button, some exact location you have fixed, that is what we call it as absolute positioning. And truly speaking, we generally don't use this. Why we don't use this? Because it creates complexity for us. Because sometimes what happens when you minimize or maximize your GUI, what happen, your window, when you're going to minimize, because you are trying to say is you have to be very fixed, you have to, your coordinate is fixed, you have to place button into this location, you have to place text control into this location. Okay, and coordinate you have already given to them. Now if you have given everything, then what is the problem behind that? Do you know that what exactly the problem is? Anyone? Anyone who can say the problem? No one is trying to convey the same. Okay, the problem is you won't be able to modify anything. That means suppose you wanted to minimize your screen, or maybe you wanted to minimize your panel, then when you will minimize your panel, what happened, that text button and text control is will never get shifted. and it will appear like some weird thing has happened along with them. So to avoid that and to do not create any sort of complexity, we do not use absolute positioning. I don't know, means many of them are using, but truly speaking, we generally do not use absolute positioning. That is why we use dynamic sizing. When I say dynamic sizing, the wxPython toolkit contains the functionality of creating dynamic layout and sizes, and it will manage the placement of widgets and try to adjust them when you resize your application window. That is what I was talking about. Okay, and absolute positioning, in when you try to resize or try to adjust your application window, then you may get quite weird response from the application window, because you have when we talk about absolute positioning, that means you have fixed the coordinate. But when we wanted to change my size dynamically, or maybe my coordinate may change dynamically, then when you try to minimize your application window, your button, text control, or whatever you wanted to use in your UI, that is going to be resized, or that will again appear as same the way it was appear in a big screen. That means the dynamically your size, your coordinate will change. Okay, based on the what? Based on your, anyone, based on your layout, or based on your how you are trying to resize it. Now, frequently used primary types basically are wx, which is nothing but the wx python, and box sizer. First of all, box sizer, then second one is grid sizer, third one is flex grid sizer. So all these having, suppose you wanted to make the adjustment on a box size, then you have to use this one, box sizer. There what you will do, dynamically your box size has to be increased or decreased based on the application window, how you want it to increase or decrease. Are you getting my point? Now, apart from that, we have a grid sizer. So yesterday we have talked about grid sizer. I don't know how many of you still remember that. When I say grid sizer, that means it is maintaining some table or maybe some tabular kind of a structure, and that has to be fixed on that. So suppose I have created one table, it's a bigger table on a bigger screen, let's say. Now I wanted to minimize it. When I will minimize the entire application window, or maybe you can say entire screen, that may not, there may be a chance like your entire grid or entire table may not convert into the smaller size. That is what one concern is. Now at that time, what will you do? You have to find some other carpenter, or based on that you have to ask them, look, my size has been changed, now we need this kind of furniture, or maybe we need this kind of layout. Okay, so that is what one thing which is being changed. And so that is where, if we wanted to change your grid based on your the application window size, then we have to use wx dot grid sizer. Okay, now after that, what is flex grid sizer? So I'm asking, what is flex grid sizer? So when we talk about flex grid sizer, basically this is also a kind of grid where you make a lot of adjustment. It's a quite flexible even on the size or even on the font. Okay, so these are the basically primary types which are available on wxPython, which we are gonna use in almost each and every places when I construct something. Okay, guys. So make a note out of it. What all primary types are available on a GUI wxPython. Now I have created two windows here. Okay, you can see I have even marked how exactly, I don't know how many of you remember this screen, this particular right hand side screen. When I sit and I can see my laptop, I can see that this comes in a right hand side. So a right hand side is nothing but the before the use of dynamic sizing. Okay, now same code I've tried to use same code, but this time I have used dynamic sizing. Now you can see if I will increase this, it is this particular text control will gonna increase. Now here you can say what exactly the difference you guys are able to see between these two windows, application windows. What is the major difference you can see? Anyone? I just need comments. Some of them can answer this because it's a pretty much visualization. So I am expecting answers from everyone. What exactly the difference between these two application windows? Guys, please give me answer. What is the difference between these two windows? I haven't received a single response. Guys, what are we waiting for? Now the strength is also pretty much fine. So I'm just expecting from you all to tell me what is the difference between these two application windows which I have showed you. So uh, the right hand side one I have already coded in front of you all, and I have showed you what exactly it is. Now I just wanted to know what is the difference between these both the two. Anyone so far? I don't know, guys, are you able to hear me or not properly? At least you should acknowledge, like, okay, I got answer from one guy, a girl, I don't know. In a fixed length array, append only take order of one time. I don't know what kind of thinking do you guys persist, but still I am not able to understand why you guys are not able to send me the answers. Guys, I haven't asked a big question, so if you want me to stay on this topic further, so please do not acknowledge. If you really want me to move on, then please acknowledge first. So guys, everybody want me to sit idle because I have got only one reply so far. I haven't received. Okay. Test boxer has more size in dynamic after. Okay. Yes, there is a one difference exactly. So text box, actually it's a text control, has more size or more wider than that. No. Actually, dynamic size is having text control is more wider than the normal one. Anyone else? Anyone else? Those who really wanted to give answer. Otherwise, anyway, I am gonna give you. Okay, no more answers now. You can see clearly here I haven't. Here I have used dynamic sizing. Here I haven't used. Now my coordinate is quite fixed somewhere here. If I will resize it or I will increase that, okay, my is my, you can say like my code will work. But here the only problem is, suppose I wanted to, again I wanted to shrink this entire application window and then I wanted to see what exactly we are getting. So suppose you have a wall on a left hand side of the before the use of dynamic size, okay, then it will gonna hide there. Or maybe if at all, if you understand this, nobody will look there. If you decrease your size, then it is always there in that corner. Okay, it doesn't matter actually where are you, even though your flight side, let's say your flight. Now after the use of dynamic sizing, you can see here what I have done so far. Here though I have used dynamic sizing, now if I wanted to reduce the size of this application window, my entire thing get reduced and my submit button you will always see in the middle. And your this text control box, this will also shrink up till here, or what means like how much you wanted to resize it, you can do that. You will get exactly same replica when you will try to minimize it. Now in the before the use of dynamic sizing, you always get in the corner, you won't get to inside the pulley or neither so guys, are you getting my point or not so far? If you want me to look into the, if you want me, sir, can you please show me the code, I can show you, because I have kept in the morning the same thing. Now the code difference, so you can see left hand side I have used dynamic sizing. So what exactly the difference between the dynamic sizing code and as well as what is the difference between the normal code? Okay, so now here you can say till panel everything is almost same. Now after this self dot show, or maybe it's a self dot show, the everything is same. What is the difference between both the two? Now here if you will see, we have used dynamic sizer, where I have used the three most important, most frequently used, I already said, like box sizer, where we are trying to use, no, we are trying to use vertical, wx vertical. Okay, and then I have used test control. In test control I have tried to make something like panel, and then it's a vertically, I want it to be box size has to be adjusted vertically. Now dynamic size I have just added self dot text control 0 wx all or wx expand. How many of you got that? And then you can see here I have used dynamic sizer dot add self self text control wx all wx expand. Okay, all and expand, and then 5. Now dynamic button, what is that? Label is equal to submit button, that means same. And dynamic size of that button, that is required only when you go to the hospital only, then it is required dynamic size, because that button need to be fluctuate, or maybe you can say like that button you want to adjust. So if you will closely look into that, it is always written, or maybe it is being written by me. What I am trying to say is, whatever the button you have used, that has to come in a center. So that is why I have kept wx dot center. Guys, are you getting my point or not? Please acknowledge me if you are following me or not. Guys, please acknowledge me as I said. No one? I don't know what happened to you all. I'm not getting acknowledgement. If I'm not getting acknowledgement, what I feel like? I feel like I'm giving nothing to you all. Okay, few people are saying like following. Thank you so much for that response. I was waiting for so long. And you can see, there any other difference which you can find out here? No, I have just given the different name, dummy frame 2 and dummy frame, that's it, nothing else I have given here. Okay, and you can see here self dot text control I have used, and where I have used panel, as well as I have given position, which is nothing but the fixed position. Here button, same way I have just mentioned the position, but here if you will see the self dot text control 0 to comma w dot l expand. So these are the vehicle, or maybe these are the attributes which can be accessible, you can say, and which can be used, okay, when we wanted to set size, or when we wanted to do something with it. Now before move on, let me just go back to just a second. Let me just go back to the Jupyter notebook so that I can tell you what exactly code, how exactly we can run, and what exactly we can get, and what we are talking about basically. Guys, be with me. Let me just find out in Jupyter notebook where we were left actually in the last session, so that I can show you the code. Now let me share my screen. Okay, yep. Here you can see I have just created a dummy frame 2, given different class name, and as I said, it's being always subclass is being used as a wx dot frame. Here super init and python world I have written, this is nothing but the same as my previous code. Now from here, from line number 10 till line number 14, we have used dynamic sizer. Now in dynamic sizer, first of all, I have given dynamic sizer wx dot box sizer wx vertical. Okay, Now after that we have used button, where exactly I have just kept, inside panel I have to use a button, and I am giving name of the label as in submit. Okay, now the as button, I am trying to add that button into the dynamic size. So I am just trying to use wx.all and wx.center, because I always want my button has to be on center. Okay, and here I have used wx.expand. Okay, now let me run this. And what exactly I was doing here, panel dot set sizer. So here I have used set sizer, where I'm just giving or you can select pricing dynamic size of your our button. So same you can see here, two places I have used dot add. One is this one, second is this one. So first one we have used add to give the text control to be added into this panel. Okay, so once that is being added, then I am just trying to make it as in resizable. Okay, based on your application window, and same line of code you can find on a button as well. Now let me run this. Now let me share you this. Now guys, you can see, if I'm not mistaken, I guess you are able to see. Yeah, yes, now you can see here, you are able to see this is my text control and this is my submit button. Now let me maximize this. You can see, guys, are you able to see my screen? That maximization of that your panel, that this always be in a middle, or maybe in a mid, and your entire this text box control, that has to be basically you can say like flooded, or maybe expand till entire panel. Guys, are you getting my point, what I'm trying to explain? If yes, then please do let me know, yes or not. Guys, please tell me whether you guys are able to correlate this or not. If not, then please do let me know. No, no. Is there anyone who is saying no? Please, guys, please quickly. I want quick responses, so I don't want to delay in anything, because now I'm gonna show you something else, and I will try to do same sort of example in front of you, and you will see like what exactly difference between the dynamic size is. uh yes, now let me share you something which you can see. Yep. So guys, let me share you the new code, new line of code. Yes, so now you can see here again I have used everything similar to the Python, here Python word my panel is saying. For that, text control is there and submit button is there, but the only difference is I am not using dynamic size here. Now let me run. Before running, let me stop my previous thing so that we can move, and let me restart this. Okay, now let me run this. We must have gotten something here. Yes, yeah, you can see here. Now let me show you. Guys, you are able to see this. We have this text control as well as we have text sorry submit button. Now Now let me maximize this. You can see my things are being at the corner, which really you always feel like it is looking very weird actually to be placed on this corner. It has to be somewhere in the center or something. And now you can see, like, even I have maximized this entire text box, or maybe you can say like text control size is not being increased. That the size is same. That is why we generally make it or maybe for this kind of thing we generally call it as a, what is that, absolute positioning. Okay, so that is what I was just trying to explain you all. Okay, and let me just stop this. Okay, let me share that. Yes, let me close my, yes, yeah. So that is what I was wanted to point out. Now, apart from this, I wanted to show you, um, apart from this, I wanted to share you something. Okay, guys, one more thing. I wanted to show you one application. Maybe we will try to build, on a class itself. We will try to build that some sort of a player in which you have some title of a basically songs, and an album to which actually movie this particular album belongs to, and what is the size of that, something like that we can create by our own. Okay, so that kind of application basically can be built using wxPython and Kinter. Okay, guys, so that is why I keep on saying, like, please make a note of it, because this is what happens when you try to learn something. Always try to utilize that what you have learned. Now, so in this manner you will get to know about what exactly he's talking about. So maybe, I don't know, maybe I guess tomorrow I'm gonna cover that, but for the time being I don't want to cover that. Maybe just wanted to know few more things from your. Can you please raise an issue if at all you are facing for this wx python? If you have any issue, I'm giving you 2 minutes. Please come back to me by saying, sir, there is an issue. Is there any doubt so far? Guys, is there any doubt? If yes, please do let me know. Please. Feel free to ask me. Yes, I got someone who is raising. Yes, few people are saying, can you please explain me about this dynamic size vertical? So who is that guy? Okay, anyway, yeah. So now what basically they are asking is, what exactly the difference between the text control which you have used here, and text control which you have used in your previous one. So basically guys, we do not have any difference at all in a text control. This is just the size we wanted to use in a text control. That is what the basically difference is. So here in dynamic size, what I'm trying to use, I'm just trying to use dynamic sizer. Okay, and there I wanted to use this same text control, but this should adjust, or expand based on our application window. If we wanted to minimize it, it will gonna minimize. If we wanted to maximize it, we can maximize it. So I'm not giving any fixed point to this text control. You can see, I don't know whether everybody is able to see my ppt or not. Yes, everybody is able to see. Now you can see here I have used pause for giving the position, but same way I haven't used any pause here. I have written here dot expand dot all. That's it. I haven't used anything. And five, why we have used five here? Anyone? Any guesses? Any guesses or not? So guys, this 5 is nothing but our y size, or maybe you can say like y axis. Okay, so that is fixed. It's not about I am varying that. So that is why you can say like we have. And in the case of button, you can see same way I have used button, but I have always mentioned here something called as wx dot center, and here I have given some position. That position is taking x from x-axis. It is going from 0 to 5, and then it is going to 55. So that is what it is. Okay, so you can see here, that is what basically the difference. Is there any doubt so far, guys? Anyone again wanted me to check? Please do let me know. No one? If no one, then we have one problem, which is I wanted to give you all. Okay, uh anyone, no one is trying to do anything, so let me give you one very good problem. Actually I want, somehow when I have covered anonymous. Okay, so let me give you one problem. Now some problem, I don't know how many of you remember anonymous function, which I have maybe 5 to 10 days back only. I have covered I don't know how many of you remember that. But with the anonymous function, I want to get something, or maybe one very small problem, very small problem. Guys, give me a moment. Yep. So I want something to be, maybe let me go back to my Jupyter notebook, then only I would say better. Where is that new screen? Yeah. Okay, yes, we can go here. Now my problem is, here I'm gonna write, can you please, guys, you have to respond it, can you please display the power of 2 using lambda or basically function, yes. um Basically, how will you use? Now I'm gonna hint is nothing but, here you have to use map function basically. Now quickly, guys, everybody quickly go on to the this, and if you want me to show some sort of maybe any sort of help, then please do let me know. Okay, anyway, here is what exactly I want is, at least you guys should be able to say, um like, I want the power of 2, or maybe you can say like, you have to just display the power of 2 using lambda function, that's it. So maybe power you can take it as in either 2, either 4, either 5, based on your requirement, or maybe based on your how many times you wanted to give the power. Okay, maybe later on you can change it to accept this from the user, but for the time being, because of we do not have much time, so at least you should take some basically uh, you can take your own value instead of asking from the user. Okay, um, guys, please do that, or else if you want I can give you somewhat a hint. So let me write here something like, I'm writing some, no, I don't want to give hint, but meanwhile you are coding, I'm also gonna code. So it's a kind of hint, you can say. Guys, quickly, I want answer in another 5 minutes. So I'm also coding in front of you all, so that at least you should be able to see how sir is coding, how we are gonna code. No, someone has shared me the result. Wow, who's that? Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Wow, it's strange. Sorry, 545. I know you have given the answer, but sorry, you have copied it from somewhere. So 545, and for all other people, Truly speaking, if you will copy from anywhere from a web, I would be able to recognize that. So it's my sincere request to everyone, please do not copy from the net. Truly speaking, we have a lot of experience and we have visited almost all these websites which are based on the Python. Even if you want me to tell from which site you have copied this, I can give you that. So 545, it's really good you have given answer, but you have copied entire thing from that one of the website. Try to apply your brain. Why are you wasting your time? So that is why I keep on giving you some sort of hint here as well. I really don't want you to do the code and copy from somewhere else. Instead of doing on your laptop or maybe on your system, you just open and you just copy from somewhere else and you just giving to me. What is the purpose of me to take lectures for you all? Everything is available on a net. You can go and you can check and you can just do it. So there is any and there will be no issue, but try to do your own. That is why I keep on saying to everyone, we have enough experience, we have visited almost every websites which are available in Python, or maybe you can say like code also. So we are aware about in which website this kind of a code has been written. Guys, please apply your brain. Okay, please do not copy and paste and show it to me. I was really shocked because at that point of time, the someone who has given to me answer, I'm really very sad about it. Anyone, please come up with the answer. Guys, please, I'm working on it. If you wanted to look, please look. But I am expecting everyone to make an attempt. Uh, 558, you are absolutely correct. Thank you so much for that. 558, thank you. Anyone else who wanted to make an attempt? So guys, here you don't need to do anything, truly speaking. So I have already given you the proper hint here. Degree, what is degree? Okay, 20 list map. Who's that one who has tried to attempt? Okay, 520, you have also tried to attempt. Okay, that is fine, it's not at all a problem. Just here lambda. So here if you will see clearly, I have just taking user from the input from the user, and then I am trying to use that. So here just if you might have sent it to me this only line, that is also fine for me, because I would be able to know the logic you are able to get. That is also fine for me. I don't want a proper answer to everything, but at least you should be able to put some effort. Sorry, my bad. Yeah, that has to be function. Basically you can write to either you can write to 0 to n term, or basically you can write n term. That is also fine. Somewhere I have missed one more bracket, I guess. Yes. Anything else? No. Now let me run this. Okay, somewhere sorry, my bad. Sometimes I do these kind of mistakes, so don't worry. Yep. So I want just 3 power. Let me enter this. Okay, and term size is not defined. Somewhere I have missed something. I don't know what exactly. Okay, and terms I have used here. And here I haven't used it. Yep, let me run this again. Yep, 3, and then let me enter. Yes, the power of 0 is 1, the power of 1 is 2, the power of 2 is 4. That is fine. Okay, and if again you wanted to run, you can see like I want 8, then you can enter it. Yes, you can see. Yep. Okay. Yes. So guys, hope everybody would be able to see this. Okay. And guys, you know what, some when I was having a discussion with your HOD sir and as well as your principal sir, I thought like I will give you a proper different sessions, for dummy classes, or maybe you can say like for case study and for practice. But you know what happened, sometimes I feel when I uh, complete one session, or maybe 2 session for you regarding one topic, I generally wanted to give you some code or maybe some hands on in front of, or maybe in completion of that. But now what based on
కృష్ణ అయితే పొద్దున్న టిఫిన్ కి తీసుకెళ్తాడు, సాయంత్రం బిర్యానీ చేసుకోదు. నువ్వు కూడా లావుకున్నావు, సరిపోతావు గుండమ్మ.
sorry, it's fine. Yep. So but after so many days, I just came to know from you all, or maybe you can say like it's my feedback from you all. At least I should be giving some different you can say like code, or maybe some problem statement which generally being used in various campus placements, or maybe your maybe your what is that, college exam. So sometimes it is very important for you to correlate what you have learned. So if I will give you same problem on the day when I have taught you something, though I generally try to give you that as well, but it's the kind of check which I want every time from you all, and I really expect from you all. At least I should get answer. You make an attempt. I don't want to copy. I don't want entire code to be right. I just want something has to be, copied, or maybe something has to be correct. But if you will copy from somewhere else and try to show me and try to impress me, that is not gonna work out. It's a very simple example. Truly speaking, it's a very simple example. It's nothing. Here you don't even need to do anything. You have to just write map, lambda, that's it, nothing else. So basically, one liner of code, you have to at least make an attempt. Out of all the students, hardly one or two students have given an attempt. Anyway, guys, we'll meet you tomorrow. Okay, maybe we can cover mp3 player kind of, one application, I guess. Okay, thank you so much, guys. Thank you so much for attending my session. Bye bye.